Coming up tonight, body found. A tragic end for one family as the body of a missing 25-year-old is discovered in waters off Grand Bahama. Plus, putting people first. The leader of the Coalition of Independence is calling for labor reform prioritizing Bahamians. And later, an award-winning playwright takes us on a comedic journey throughout our country's history. These stories and so much more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Megan Shepard. The holiday weekend marred by tragedy as two men died in waters off Rose Island yesterday. And this morning, a tragic end to search and rescue efforts for missing jet ski operator Deshaun Russell. Police confirming that his body was discovered this morning just after 9 a.m. Shortly before the discovery of his body, the victim's mother, Sanika Roach, issuing an impassioned plea for help to find her 25-year-old son.
My name is Sanika Roach. My son's name is Deshaun Russell. We're out here right now trying to see if we can locate him, wherever he may be, or even his body. We need to find my child. Lord, if anybody could come out who have jet skis or boat who is willing to come out and help us, assist us with finding him or locating him, we'll really appreciate it.
And not long after making that plea, local boater William Gardner and his cousin arrived at Coral Beach to assist with search and rescue efforts. The only two residents out early this morning, along with Russell's family. Gardner says they didn't have to circle long before making the gruesome discovery. This, as Gardner says, the body already showed signs of decomposition.
But 15 minutes, I came into the shoreline. When I went back out, my cousin said, "Oh my God, there he is." He was floating with his face down in the water with a jet ski keys in his hand. So we take him and we put him in the boat. And I took a towel, I had a towel there, and I put over him. So we rushed back down to the beach where his mom were, and we told his mom we found him. And she went to come out. I said, "No, come to the boat, stay there. We can call the police." I called 911.
He says another boat then brought the family out to his boat.
And they bring her alongside, and she started screaming. And so I took off from there. I said, "You know what? Y'all meet me in Port Lacaya." The police say, "Where you want us to meet you?" I say, "It's a place in Port Lacaya on the west side, right across from the station." They said, "We'll come there." So we get here. They came out. They did the investigation on whatever happened. They asked what happened, and they find the location where we found him and everything.
The avid boater is stressing the importance of wearing life vests anytime you are out in open waters.
I think if he had a life vest on, I didn't say he might not have died, but it'd have been an easier process to find him. And even if he get knocked out on jet skis, he'd have rolled over and he'd stay on top of the water. So it would have been easy than him not wearing a life jacket. So I advise everybody, I don't care how good you can swim or who you think you are, you should always have a life jacket on. If you go from here right across the road, stuff could happen.
Bahamians across the country marking their Sir Randall Fox Labor Day yesterday. While the festivities may be over, the discussion around the need for labor reform in the country continues. Many, including Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain, calling for reform, emphasizing the fight is not about the unions alone, but also the people. Our Joshua Williams explains.
Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain among those calling for a complete overhaul of the labor system. His comments coming at the 2024 Sir Randall Fox Labor Day Parade. Bain has been vocal in the past on a number of social issues. Labor, he says, is top among them, as he believes it should be all about the people.
The country is mostly labor, and so this is about the people. This isn't just about the union or the unions. The unions represent the people, and so do we.
Bain has sought to hold government's feet to the fire on multiple occasions, and with dozens of protests held nationwide over a number of contractual agreements, Bain says they're not truly benefiting from these signings.
We think it's time for a government that puts the people first. We see that the government has signed a lot of agreements, which every government does, but the problem is those agreements aren't being initiated. Nothing is happening with them, and now the unions are complaining.
Others have also been vocal about labor reform in the country, including President of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress, Obie Ferguson. Bain says it's what his party is fighting for.
There needs to be a labor overhaul. We need to stop being about parties and about government and about politicians and start being about the people. We need people who are going to fight for the people and put us first. the Coalition of Independence really isn't about really us being the labor. We're about empowering all Bahamians so we could be the owners and the business people. But in the meantime, we are the labor and we got to fight for us.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Meantime, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard dismissing criticism that his speech missed the opportunity to lay out a clear way forward for the FNM. This following the party's one-day convention last week, where he was returned as leader of the party. Pintard dismissed it as absolute nonsense.
My job as leader of the opposition is, of course, to cast vision and talk about what legislation and policies we intend to put in place, and we have done so. So we've commenced the discussion in earnest about a number of policy positions where we stand on legislation and what we would repeal. But another part of my job is to critique the government based on promises made, not kept. Decisions being made that the public is concerned about or that's not improving our lives. The misery index still remains high.
In his victory speech last Saturday, Pintard laid out a plan for after his landslide victory. He outlined a list of transformational changes should the FNM be elected to office in the next general election. He vowed to reform land policies, reduce taxes, and improve the ease of doing business in the country. Speaking to reporters this week, Pintard touched on other issues like healthcare and cost of living.
And for all the government conversation about revenue it's generating, how many of you feel it? Are you seeing it in your light bill? No, the light bill has gone up. People are paying an extremely high light bill. Has the food prices reduced? No, we're paying a lot for food. Can you go to the clinic and find the medicine that you need? In many cases, the answer is no. Have you been to the RAN, or have you been, more importantly, to the PMH? And watch our loved ones suffer because of the state of health care in the country. And so again, we have real challenges, and that's what my job is, to highlight them and recommend how to improve them.
Well, in a matter of weeks, thousands of high schoolers will be preparing to go to college. With that in mind, some Bahamians may be eligible for scholarships right here at home through the Western Atlantic University School of Medicine Bahamian Scholarship Program. In this report, our Italia Hall speaks with the Assistant Professor of Clinical Medicine at the Tertiary Institution on East Sunrise Highway in Grand Bahama, who shares more details about the scholarships.
Created to help deserving Bahamian students pursue a career in medicine in their home country, the Western Atlantic University School of Medicine Bahamian Scholarship seeks to benefit its recipients and the Bahamian community. Local practitioner, assistant professor, and member of the scholarship committee, Dr. Takaya DeVoe, explains how it all works.
The way our school is situated, we have students here for their first 5 semesters or their preclinical years, and then after completing this part, they will transition to Chicago, where our partner hospital is, to begin with their clinical semesters for semesters 6 through 10.
Some Bahamians have already benefited since the university opened their doors in 2022.
We are grateful to have awarded approximately 11 Bahamian students about $1.8 million in scholarship money to help them realize their dreams of becoming physicians.
But how are people able to apply?
Absolutely. You can go to our website at wasm.education, and there is a tab for the Bahamian Scholarship. And we encourage you to apply by June 30th for this need-based financial scholarship that can potentially cover at least 75% or to 100% of your tuition.
As for the requirements,
you have to be Bahamian. And outside of that, there is a commitment to return back to our islands or the country and practice for at least 2 years to give back. And obviously that is our goal as we train physicians that are patient-centered here at WASM. Outside of that, you have to meet the requirements to be admitted to medical school.
And she says their classes are crafted in a unique way.
We have what we call a flipped classroom. It's very integrated, and so instead of the traditional separate anatomy and physiology, and then you have your biology, your biochemistry, and then your pharmacology, we have classes where we have our instructors from all disciplines, even clinical application like myself, in the classroom all at once to tie it together for our students.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Natalia Hall.
When our news weekend comes back from the break, leadership and ethics. Rotarians on Grand Bahama gaining deeper understanding on service above self. Plus, the school year may be coming to an end, but the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture wants to help keep your children engaged. We'll tell you how when our news weekend returns.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Rotarians in Grand Bahama participating in a one-day workshop facilitated by the Rotary Leadership Institute. It's designed to enhance leadership skills and strengthen members' knowledge about Rotary's goals. Grand Bahama Rotarians enthusiastic to learn more about the international values of Rotary and ways they can expand their leadership skills. The workshop was hosted by Rotarians from Florida, a part of District 6990. District Governor Barbara Goby and District Governor nominee designate Pete Peachy says topics included the importance of ethics and leadership.
Overview of Rotary and how it fits into the world. We're 1.4 million members worldwide. We have fellowship programs that expand outside of just Rotary itself, and there's information on our Rotary Foundation, how to attract more members, how to perform community service projects, and how to make a bigger impact in the world.
Some of the highlights are all of the methods that we use as Rotarians to support our community, because Rotary exists to serve its members. So we wanted to find ways that our Rotarians can not only give service, but find value in being in Rotary.
Assistant Governor for Grand Bahama, Otney Pinder, says training was both timely and necessary.
We are excited. As you can see from the crowd that is here, they are enthused, they are excited to be a part of this training, and it's an all-day training. And so when they leave here this afternoon, they will be that much more of a better leader. It hasn't been here, I would dare to say, about 7 years. And so we are happy, and as you know, we have had so many Rotarians join in the last 5+ years. And so we saw it fitting. As a matter of fact, I saw it as a need to have these our new Rotarians really learn what Rotary is all about.
As the Rotary clubs continue to enhance their skills as it relates to community building, they are calling on members of the community to do their part as well. This June 29th, a presidential installation will serve as a major fundraiser for their community outreach.
It's an inspirational gospel concert, and we have a wide array of artists. Just come out and support us. The tickets are $120. We just need your support as we raise funds to give back to the community with feeding programs, with educational programs, and basically starting a pediatric fund at the Ram Memorial Hospital.
Grand Bahama's Sir Charles Hayward Library getting a major upgrade. We visited the library recently for their technology launch. Italia Hall reports.
We are launching the iVox, the IR, and the Vox books.
The Sir Charles Hayward Library is now taking things up a notch to enhance the experience for young readers in Grand Bahama. During their technology launch, students were able to interact with the new devices. Librarian Shenrika Foston says the goal is to encourage students to fall in love with reading and explains how the new technology works.
The books, they can listen to it and it reads to them. That's the Vox books. Then the IR books, they're like the immersive reality books. So what they'll do, they have the scanner code and it gives them that experience. So they see what's going on. They're actually there with them, like the AR, VR type experience. And then we have the iVox books. Those books, it's an app you download on your tablet or whatever device you have. And it actually, as you read and you move, the book reads along with you.
But in order to have access to the devices, there is a requirement.
They would need to have membership at the Sir Charles Hayward Library, and it's an annual fee Just come in, find out more about it.
This teacher commending the library for their new upgrades.
Technology is constantly growing, and you see the kids growing with technology as well. So this is going to be really good to use in the classroom as well.
While this student shares her experience.
It was great. I liked it.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Natalia Hall.
As students begin to say goodbye to the classrooms for the summer break, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture has beefed up its summer programs, leaving no room for children and teens to be aimless during the break from school. Youth, Sports and Culture Minister Mario Boleg says having diverse activities helps channel their energy towards meaningful engagement.
Summer programs where we will have internship, where we'll have corporate involvement, where we'll be employing a lot of young persons. Also, we'll be having camps, whether it's in sports, whether it's in culture, and whether it's in youth development, where persons under the age of 15 can attend these camps and get some life skills or skills learning in whichever department it is that they be a part of.
Summer students wishing to apply for those vacancies can use the ministry's online portal via the My Gateway website. With the 2024-2025 budget debate upon us, Boleg says a great deal of his contributions will reflect his ministry's dedication to young people.
We will speak about the investment we have made in the youth and both the youth, sports and culture, and all three of them. And I want the Bahamian to understand that our investment in these facilities, investment is our youth. Investment in these programs is investment in our youth. And I'll be able to give the full figure in the last 2.5 years what the impact we have made on the amount of individual and youth in this country and how we have been able to empower them and put them in position to be entrepreneurs and all kind of stuff as relates to our investment from our ministry.
Still to come on Our News Weekend, March On, the story of us. The stage play making its way to the Capitol, and one of the actors shares why you don't want to miss it. Plus,
we talk to a future Olympian and we get you all caught up on some baseball action. We got all that coming up on Our Sports Weekend.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
welcome back. It's time now to check in with Bahamian heptathlete Kent Mullings, and we've got the latest baseball updates. Tage Adderley is here with Our Sports Weekend.
Thanks, Megan. Good evening. Welcome to Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tage Adderley. Ken Mullings is one of the best heptathletes our nation has ever produced. We had the opportunity to talk to him about how he's raising his game in preparation for the 2024 Olympics in Paris.
That's heptathlete Ken Mullings. He had the strongest outing of his career at the Hypo meeting in Gotzice, Austria, putting him in line for an Olympic spot.
Make the Olympics, either I can hit the automatic qualifier or they could just close the entry list. I think the deadline is June 30th, and I'm at 19th right now, and top 24 is in the rankings to go.
He attributes his strong performance to improved nutrition as well as his work in an event that has historically given him trouble.
I did pretty well for an opener in Austria. I was able to get a PB in the 100 and an overall PB with just one individual PB, so that shows I still have a lot more in the tank.
Ken is currently in Long Island spending time with his wife and child, but he's still finding a way to put in the work.
I was back in tennis because I was on the family island and there's no rubber track, so I was back in tennis. So we were doing a lot of beach training, a lot of hill runs and gymming and plyometrics.
The Olympic field for the heptathlon will be announced at the end of the month. Now we're going to check out what Bahamians did last night on the diamond.
Jazz Chisholm went 1 for 3, but that one was just what his team needed. He got a clutch single in the bottom of the 8th inning to drive in the go-ahead run to help his Miami Marlins get a 3-2 win over the Cleveland Guardians. Down in AAA, BJ Murray went 2 for 3 with a single and a solo home run to help his Iowa Cubs get a 4-2 win over the Toledo Mud Hens. And Sebastian Walcott hit a single, and he scored a run as a single. Hickory Crawdads won 4-2 over the Greenville Drive.
That's a wrap for sports this evening. For our sports weekend, I'm Tej Adley.
Still to come, our Danielle Miller takes us behind the scenes of Gia Pierre's latest stage play. You don't want to miss it. Stick with us.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Welcome back. Cloudy skies and rainy weather this Saturday. If you have outdoor activities planned for this holiday weekend, well, meteorologist Ian McKenzie joins us from the Weather Center with a look at temperatures across the country. Ian.
Thanks, Megan, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Saturday evening forecast. Currently outside our studios on the partly cloudy skies, some showers in the vicinity. Temperature at 84. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Comfortable feels like temperature at 76. Current temperatures across the country at this time in our nation's second city, Freeport, on the reading cool 85, as well as in Great Harbor Key. A set of 83s in Nicholstown and Governor's Harbor, as well as Marsh Harbor. A pair of 84s in Allenstown, Bimini, and in the capital. The Central Bahamas, 82s in Camps Bay, Georgetown, Deadman's Key, and in Arthurstown, Kidd Island. 76 in Coburn Town, San Salvador. In the southeast Bahamas, we have 81s in Tonkintown, Delectable Bay, 80 in Colonel Hill, 81 in Abrahams Bay, 84 in Matthewtown, as well as Providenciales, Turks, and Caicos. First look now at our satellite and radar imagery where we have this plume of moisture. This is all associated with streaming moisture. This is being advected, being wind driven by mid to upper level troughing over the area. This should keep things on the unstable and wet side through pretty much most of the week. Boating forecast, northwest and central islands, winds south to southwest 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. High tide at 10:19 tonight, low tide at 4:53 a.m. tomorrow morning. In the southeast Bahamas, winds will be northeast to east, 10 to 15, seas 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. And in your extended forecast, we're keeping rain throughout the week. Highs getting up into the upper 80s, probably pop a 1 or 2 90s, with your low temperatures hovering around the upper 70 to low 80 degree mark. That's your Rockland evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun night, everyone.
Thanks, Ian. And with forecasters predicting an extraordinarily active hurricane season this year, Our News has you covered with a hurricane special. Storm Navigator with host Jasmine Brown and meteorologist Greg Thompson, airing this Wednesday at 8 p.m. only on Our TV. History, drama, and comedy are the perfect blend for a good stage play. And they're all elements of the March On, the Story of Us stage play. Our Danielle Miller chatted with one of the cast members in this report.
From the minds of well-known playwright Gia Pierre, March On, The Story of Us takes viewers on a comedic journey throughout our country's history. Originally making its debut in Grand Bahama, the play has premiered in New Providence. It features Bahamian celebrities like Patrice Johnson, Will Stubbs, and Das Quay.
We've just come back from Turks and Caicos, and that was off the chains. The Bahamians and the people of Turks and Caicos been out, and they gave it a 10 out of 10. We're going to Abaco soon.
For those in New Providence who have yet to see the play, like myself, here is our chance. On June 14th through 16th, it will be shown at the Atlantis Resort. Tickets can be purchased at Gorgeous Essentials located in the mall at Marathon, or you can scan the barcode on the flyer.
It is hilarious. That's why I'm telling people, please do not miss it for this final time. I in the play, and I be laughing every time. because the acting is so good, the punchlines, the writing is so good, and shout out to Gia Pierre. She has such a golden pen. She's taken the Bahamian story and made it so palatable and so enjoyable rather than the documentary style or the more serious style. She literally tells this story and you're laughing from start to finish. Persons are even crying how deep the story is at some moments. So I really encourage y'all, if y'all can come out, please clear your schedule, find a babysitter, come laugh, come have a good time, come dress up, because we could be over Atlantis.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks, Danielle, and thank you so much for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Have a safe and wonderful evening.